back to my channel. So today I'm doing this Valentine's Day makeup for you. This is like, don't really know what to call it. It's like really warm tone on the eyes. This beautiful pigment in the centre. It's kind of like romantic, blown out kind of eyeshadow look. But if you want to see how to get it, then just keep watching. Okay, so starting off with my bare face, I am first of all going to prime and prep my skin. First of all, I'm using the L'Oreal Skin Perfection. This is the eye brightening cream. So it's like an under eye cream, but it's got like sort of brightening qualities to it. So I just put that underneath. I think it really helps to put any kind of eye cream underneath your eye before you're applying a lot of makeup, just so it can sink in and keep that area really moisturized. And then with the same range, I'm going in with the Instant, I think this is called like the Instant Blur. It's like a pore blurring primer. I'm just applying that in the center parts of my face. I really like this primer at the moment. I think it's really, really good, especially for like a drugstore one. So I just applied that, as you can see, in the center of my face. And then for foundation, I am going in with, I hold up here the Illamasqua Skin Base, but the colour this got sent to me and I wasn't sure if the colour was quite right, so I was going to mix in some Too Faced with it, but I gave them a little shaker-roo, and then once I'd shook it, is that right? Yeah. I put it obviously on the back of my hand first, and I was like, this colour actually looks way better. So then I put it on my face and I was like, actually this colour is absolutely fine. So in the end, I didn't need to mix in the Too Faced one at all. This colour was actually like bang on, like pretty much perfect. I think what it was because I had a tester of this foundation a while ago and I absolutely loved it. And I looked at that tester I had and it was number 12. So when I saw this was 10.5, I was like, oh, it's not the right colour. But as you can see, it actually matches my skin like so well, like really, really nice colour. And this foundation is so nice. It's pretty full coverage, like it's pretty full coverage, but it's so nice. It gives you such a nice base. Like I absolutely loved it. So I think I'm going to be using this quite a lot, especially with more of like a nighttime look. So I'm just using my damp beauty blender. This is the Beauty Blender Pro, just to push this all over my skin. Moving on to cream, highlight and contour now. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me concealers. This one is number 10 and the darker one is number 30. I decided, seeing it was Valentine's Day, to just get a little bit creative with my contour. So I drew a little heart on my face, and then it gets crazier, guys. Like, I was feeling really feeling the love today. But I did this little video on Instagram with this kind of contour. So I'm just going to write love across my face. It kind of just shows, as long as you're putting it in the right place, like this is silly. Obviously, I'm not going to do this like to actually go out or to get ready, but it kind of just shows that it is just the positioning of where you put it. Like as long as you're blending it out in the right areas. So we went for love across the face, and then we went for some, what's these called? Arrows? Like, you know, like a love heart arrow? Yeah, on the cheek. And then I couldn't not include some XOs, so I just put some of those on my forehead. But as I said, like obviously you don't need to do this. I just thought this would make the video a little bit more fun. And you've seen me contour and highlight like this so many times, just like ordinary, so I thought this would just jazz up a little bit. If you're looking for a good contour shade, like a cream contour, I really recommend the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, because you saw how easy that was to blend out even though I had loads of it on. Setting my under eyes with the Laura Mercier translucent powder, as always, just on this e.l.f. I think this is a blush brush. I really like this brush. It's really good and it's really cheap. I'll try and find it and link it down below for you. Moving on to just setting that contour, and just to deepen it a tiny bit, I'm going in with the Balm Bahama Mama. This is such a good contour. This is new, well, fairly new, and it's just a really perfect cool tone contour. So I'm just using that on this Real Techniques Bold Metals contour brush. It's really quite dark, this shade, but it is the perfect contour shade because it's got a real cool tone to it. So I'm just applying that, as you can see, just to define the contour and also to set that cream contour. I'm also using it to slightly contour my nose, but this brush is huge, so it's not going to do a great job, but it just does it a tiny bit. It actually worked quite well because it's got like a sharp edge to the brush, so you can actually do it quite well. And then I just went back in with that e.l.f. brush just to make sure everything was blended and there was no harsh lines, especially on that nose contour. And then I like to go back in with my damp beauty blender and just push over everything just to make sure there's no powder really sitting on the face. And I find this just makes your base look a lot more flawless and just like satin, if that makes sense. For highlighter, I went in with a cream highlighter first. This is the Illamasqua cream highlighter. It's like called Gleam and it's in the shade Aura. And then I set it with the Anastasia Beverly Hills So Hollywood. I really love this combination at the moment of the Illamasqua base with this over the top. I think it's such the perfect kind of gold colour and it just really pops. Like, look at that highlight. Like, come on, man. What? So I did that, and then again I went and pushed over it with my beauty blender just to make sure it's sat in the skin rather than like a powder just sitting on the skin. Obviously, as you can see, also highlighting my nose and then pushing over it with the damp beauty blender. I haven't re-dampened it, so it's not as damp now, but it just really helps diffuse that highlight and makes it look a bit more natural. And then setting my face with the Urban Decay setting spray, this is the D-Slick one. Moving on to eyebrows, I'm using, as always, my Brow Bar To Go, the dark one and the middle shade on my Anastasia Beverly Hills number 12 brush, the most amazing eyebrow brush of life. I don't know what I did without it. Fast forwarding through this section, let me know if you want a brow routine, because I've never ever done one, but it's because I just don't feel like my brow game is like that strong, so I've never done a brow routine. But if you want one, obviously I'll do it for you. But yeah, so you can see the difference. Obviously the shape of my eyebrow is the same, but it just sort of darkens it up and defines it. So yeah, and then by the power of editing, 2 eyebrows are done. Going in with my Sigma E40, I'm using the MakeupGeek shade in Peach Smoothie, just to run this completely over my crease. Then taking Anastasia Beverly Hills Sienna shade, I'm taking this on a MAC 217, and we're going to be blending this on the crease, and the outer corner and the inner corner, almost like a halo effect, but really, really blown out. I wanted this look to be like blown out, you know, like no harsh lines, really blown out. MAC 217 is the brush of life, like it does so much work for you, but I spent a long time really blending this shadow out to make sure it was really diffused properly, had that depth I wanted in the inner and the outer corner and the crease, but also just diffused perfectly. So just keep on blending. Once you're happy with how much it's blended, I went in with another shadow by Anastasia. This is Morocco. Exactly the same technique, but just keeping it right in that crease just to deepen it up a tiny bit. This literally just does deepen it up a tiny bit. It's not a dramatic difference, but I just wanted that depth to be a little bit more, so Morocco did that for me. Moving on to this Colourpop shadow in Sequins. This is to apply in that bit we left out. I just put a bit of paper under my eye as I wasn't sure if I was going to get fallout or not. I used this brush, then I changed to this brush. This is the Sigma concealer brush, which worked much better as it's synthetic, and I just used that to pack this colour on. Oh my god, can we just take a moment for this shadow? I'm new to Colourpop and this is insane. Oh my goodness, I need every shade. Amazing, I need it now. So I just applied, oh, Peanut's snoring, sorry about that. So I just applied that all over that lid space and then just made sure everything was diffused and blended out properly. And I was just really, as you can see, I was really liking that shadow. Moving on to mascara, I'm using this Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara just to prime my lashes for falsies. The falsies I've chosen to use today are the Grand Glamour by Vegas Nay and Isla. I really love these lashes. I've worn them so many times, and every time I wear them, I'm like, I love my makeup. Like, I don't know, there's just something about these lashes that just I really, really like for me. I don't know, I just really like them. Anyway, so I just applied the lashes, and then once you've done that, I'll be moving on to the lower lash line. And first of all, I'm going to be taking a brown liner. This is the Urban Decay 24/7 liner in Whiskey, and I'm using this to line my lower lash line, waterline, and my tight line, which is going to look all kind of crazy when I do it. It just looks crazy when you do this on camera. Everyone's like, oh my god, you're poking yourself in the eye. And I'm like, no, it's okay, I'm not. Anyway, blending it out with a pencil brush and then applying some Sienna on the MAC 217 just to make sure that's blown out just as much as the top. I go in with a tiny bit of the Sequins shadow from Colourpop just to apply on the very base, that centre part of the lower lash line, just to give it a little bit of sparkle when the light hits it. Mascara on the lower lashes and to blend the falsies just to make sure everything blends, and then once you've done that, we'll be moving on to the lips. First of all, I'm going to be lining the lips with this is the Kylie lip kit in Dolce K. Their liners for the Kylie lip kit are just, oh my god, the texture of them is so nice. They're like creamy, like you can literally wear them as a lipstick, which I do wear this one as a lipstick all the time. Apparently they're really similar to the Colourpop ones. I don't know if they're made in the same factory, but a couple of people have told me that, so I need them in my life. Moving on to lips, I couldn't decide what colour to go for. I had these 3 new ones from Colourpop. This video isn't sponsored by Colourpop, by the way. I just got new products from them and I was like, oh my god, I need to use them. So I just held, does anyone else do this? I just like held them up to my lips to just decide which colour worked best. I ended up going for Beeper, which I actually also used in my last video, but I'm really obsessed with this colour, like, ugh. So I put this all over my lips. I really would like this in a gloss, which I know is really weird for me because I love mattes. Don't get me wrong, I'm not moving away from mattes. But before this dried, when it was still glossy, I was like, oh my god, I really like this. So if anyone knows a gloss that looks like this, then hit me up in the comments bar down below. But once you've done that, your look will be complete. Okay, so this is the finished look, guys. I really hope you liked it. I absolutely love how it came out. This pigment is insane, and the whole eye colour is, I just love this kind of eyeshadow. So I hope you liked it too. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.
Sets me free.